Alright guys, Jeremy coming at you for Danjer Collecting Pickups Year in Review 2016, Collecting Goals for 2017. This video was originally inspired by my friend whose name is also Jeremy, aka Atari Leaf, with regards to video game collecting. Before we start, I do want to give an honorable mention to my friend Jason Tang, who helped me put together these Detolf systems to showcase some of the great items that we have here that we'll look at a little bit later today. And as you can see going around the room, Danger Bay has been coming along this past year. Very happy with the progress. This is Man Cave, aka Learning Zone for Danger, which we'll explore a little bit more in detail in a few moments. But let's get right to the top 10 pickups for 2016. At number 10, what we have here is a Connor McDavid Young Guns rookie. It's in exceptional condition. I put it behind a block and then plastic. That's a great pickup for Ryder. At number 9, we have a Sidney Crosby Young Guns rookie in exceptional condition as well, also in block and then behind plastic. What I did was I picked this up for Ryder at a garage sale of all things earlier this summer. I was kind of blown away. At number 8, what we have here is the Famicom Discon Division 1 NES Open Japan Tournament gold prize disc with the Japan courses all unlocked from Japan Golf. Exceptionally rare, rarer than the regular Famicom Discons. That was a great pickup with thanks to my friend Jay in Japan, who was able to score that for me. At number 7, what we have here is a pair of Miss Marvel #1 books. On the right, we have an exceptionally high-grade book, white pages. I would give it a 9.6 personally. I've looked at it very thoroughly. Has just a very slight a corner there and a stress on the spine, which I downgraded 2 points. It's a raw copy. Here we have a graded copy, 9.0 Miss Marvel #1, very fine plus near mint minus. It's triple signed by Joe Sinnott, John Romita, and Stan Lee, as you can see there. That was a great pickup. Miss Marvel we'll see on the rise in the next year or two with Avengers. All right, off Sean at Rogues, I was able to get a 9.8 copy of NYX3. First appearance of X-23, Laura Kinney. We'll also see her in the near future, and that book has been on the rise. All right, so those are some great pickups there. We're just going to take a quick snapshot and look at the completion of my Maiden collection here. What we have, again from my friend Jay in Japan, was self-entitled Iron Maiden, Japan Press, mint condition complete with the Obi, as well as Killers. All right, again, Japan Press with the Obi. Not all the albums are here, but I was able to take out the disc and then frame the jackets. I have the disc separately with the exception of the picture disc and the signed album here. But that is an exceptional shout out to my friend Jay. Thanks so much for that, helping me complete that this past year, and also for those Iron Maiden items. All right, moving along, going down here. I'm going to pair these two together. I had a book picked up from Sean at Rogues. It was a DK3 variant, Bruce Timm, and a statue also from Rogues. I was gifted from my boss Steve. And I had brought that book to Fan Expo. It's a little bit hard to see, I apologize, a little bit of a reflection. That was signed by the DK team and Kevin Conroy. Alright, I had picked that up in the past year, but we're going to move on to Iron Man #1. This was one of my collecting goals for 2016. I was able to pick up a high-grade, exceptionally high-grade copy from Scott at Paper Heroes. That was also brought to Fan Expo, signed by Stan Lee in gold. It's a little bit hard to see there, but you can see that and paired that with a nice Artifact statue. Alright, moving on. What we have here, this I've wanted forever. Finally was able to get it. Hulk 181 high grade copy signed by Stan Lee. Finally was able to get that near mint condition, white pages, very, I'd get, like, let's just downgrade it. Let's just put 9.2, just a downgrade. I found very little stress on that. Very happy with that raw copy. May get it graded someday, but the goal with all these is to eventually read them with Ryder. That's why I've left them ungraded. But to pair that too with the Bowen artist proof statue, that was exceptional right there. That has a sketch on the bottom from Randy. And it's also signed as an artist proof. Again, just going in the Detolf, you can see there the sketch, and then the AP and the signature. All right, moving along. Now that you've seen the goodies, what we're gonna get right down to is the pièce de résistance. All right, and that includes here. It's been a remarkable year. Was able to work with my friend Tony Gray, get this here inspired by the Amazing Spider-Man Peter Parker MJ wedding issue. We're able to get that. That's the original art there. We had replaced it with family members. And then from there, brought it to Fan Expo again, met with Stan, and then Dana was not in the picture. As you can see here, if you look very closely, she was put in after, so I didn't see the bride until the wedding day. Had that approved by Stan, signed, Excelsior, and then was able to bring that. Didn't even see this until after the wedding, and then we used that as a guest book, and that was framed. All right, so that was the piece there, and that was the color version. All right, but yeah, that's it for another edition of Danjer Collecting Pickups, a year in review for 2016. Just as it relates to 2017, my goals are quite simple. I will be getting out of the video game collectible retro gaming, whatever you want to call it, enjoyment realm. I'll be parting with my entire game collection. Here are some of the things that I'll be getting rid of in the near future, including the Famicom Discman. I'm going to focus on getting some key high-grade books. No particular order. I'd love to continue to fill the Detolfs with a statue and a first appearance or a first issue. Depending what happens, no particular order, but I would very much like to look after either Fantastic Four #1, Avengers #1, Uncanny X-Men #1, or just go after Amazing Fantasy 15. So my goal for 2017 for Danjer is to pick up one of those books. That's it for another edition. Thanks so much for everyone who helped to contribute this year. We'd love to hear about your goals for 2017.